Leo, this is your August 2024 message for the month ahead. And hi, for those of you who are new to me, my name is Kelly Lunt. I'm an intuitive channel and medium. And let's see what your message is, Leo. Okay, this is definitely a big month for you. It has a little something to do with love for sure. Actually, it has a lot to do with your love life. And a lot of change and a lot of action. Okay, so for your like personal development, your soul of a lesson for this month, just kind of like that bigger thing, evolution that you're going through right now, you got the Unity Major Arcana card crossed by the Tower. The Unity is like that soul family, that community, that person where it's just like you and them, you know? The Tower is those like moments where you're on the floor crying, like, well, crap, that didn't work out the way I thought it would. It's like the rug got pulled out from underneath you. Huge life change that doesn't feel good and you didn't see coming, was unexpected. Um, this means your soul of a lesson is figuring out how to craft your life in a way that can lead to love for you. Because it does look like something unexpected. I don't say something unexpectedly ended, honestly, because it doesn't feel like it's over. But it came to a crashing halt, and it really didn't feel good for you. And it's almost kind of like you got a wake up call of some of, I don't know if it's the way that you were approaching communication, approaching love, approaching life, or maybe it could just be the way that you were viewing relationships, what's expected out of you, what's expected of the other person. You're just having those moments where you're like, oh, I was the asshole. Or it may not have been like I did something wrong. It may have just been like, oh, wow, I was acting like I was 20 when I'm 30, or I was acting like I'm 20 when I'm actually 50, like whatever. You're just kind of having the, oh, I see the part I played in this. I see why it wasn't harmonious kind of a thing. So it's just really about how you have your life structured right now. You got to recognize that that was like a healing phase that you were in. And like you really did just need to cocoon off and be by yourself for a while. It's almost as if you needed a break from being up close and personal with other people's energy so that you didn't get sucked into theirs and just like fall into the people pleasing role. You kind of needed that time to like, oh, this is me. Because if you don't recognize that, what happens anytime you get someone new in your life and you want to do something for them, you might go, wait a second, I'm following into old patterns. I'm not going to be a codependent or a people pleaser anymore. But like in reality, guys, like that's one of the fun parts about being in relationships. It's, oh, that would make them happy if I did that. Well, let me do that for them. It's an enjoyable way to spend time to like make someone feel loved and cherished. There's a difference between overbearing, you must do this or I won't be happy, right? That's toxic, that's bad, we don't want that. But if it's like a, damn, she wants to go to a picnic, like, all right, I'll take her. That wouldn't be my top choice to spend my time. You know, I just saw this like TikTok where the lady was filming her, I don't know if it was a boyfriend or husband, but she was like, babe, do you want to have a picnic in the sunset? And he's kind of turned and looked at her and went, no, no, I do not want to have a picnic in the sunset. I do not want to go inside, heat up food, do a lot of work to get it outside. It's like, no, no, I don't. And she just went, oh. And all he said back was, but will I? Yes. Yes, I will happily. And he reached over, grabbed her hand, and went, yes, I will happily go inside and heat up the food and bring it all out here. And we will be in love and we will watch the sunset. But do I actually want to do it? No. But will I? And yes, yes, I will. And we will be in love and we will have a good night. So, right? Okay, so in terms of your human level kind of lesson right now, all I can tell you is that your tower moment is like almost over. It was almost as if like your wake up call of how important love was and having someone on your side and someone who just wanted to make you happy and please you. It was a huge wake up call for you, and it's more like the brunt of that is over. So there's no really human level lesson right now. It's just more like a reassurance, like, hey, the blunt of those bad emotions or bad times are over. Okay, so it looks like in your most recent past, it does look like you kind of went to a little, okay, so since that's over, I get to spend my time the way I want to spend it, and I don't have a relationship where I have to go do something, so I get to sleep in. I'm enjoying this sleeping in, and I'm going to watch whatever show I want right now and eat whatever I want. You kind of just had that I'm enjoying my freedom and the good parts about being single. But right now, in the current moment, what's going on for you is you are looking back at your last relationship. You're looking back nostalgically. You're romanticizing. I don't know. I don't say you're romanticizing it. You're just like, well, damn, that was actually really good. It looks like going to the near future. You got the Two of Earth, which is like the overwhelm card. You got a lot going on in your life. But that's kind of what your lesson is, right, Leo? It's like, how do you balance your life in a way? And I don't want to say balance. I want to say, how do you restructure your life in a way where you get to keep the core elements of what you liked about being single with you? Some of your stuff you're gonna have to shed to make room for the relationship. It's kind of like a metamorphosis, like a cocoon, not a cocoon. What is it? Like a caterpillar to a butterfly, right? The caterpillar has to be willing to let go of its legs to become a butterfly and get wings and fly. And with the wings and flying, it can travel further. It can do more than it could when it was crawling on the floor. It gets to be more beautiful. So it almost looks like there was this staunch, I'm not giving up any sense of me that I fought so hard for these last, like, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And like, if I got to take that away, that means they're not the one. If they're not willing to completely adjust their schedule to my schedule, that means they're not the one. But just recognize, in my last relationship, I gave too much, I overgave, and I sacrificed too much. I now know these last 5 years, here's everything that I do, and here are the things that are actually me and that are actually important to me and actually significant to me and that I need to keep. Because you need to make room for the relationship in your life. No, you may not wake up on Saturdays and drink a beer and watch the game, but you might get, a little freak whose Saturday morning is like the only time where we both have time to. So I don't, you know what I mean? So you might have to give something up. You might have to give your legs up, but you're going to get wings and become a butterfly. You might have to give up waking up to, it's Saturday, I just get to drink a beer and watch a game. But you might be waking up to like the best adult time of your life. So you got to be willing to like morph a little and change a little. And that's the whole point. Here's you single, here's this person single. You come together. There is a little bit of an overlap of this is us, this is me, this is the other person. So some things you guys will keep your autonomy and your independence, but some of it, right? And this is like cuddling, talking, having someone on your side, adult time. Maybe if you guys, want to plan the future together, plan the future together. Someone who, if you forget lunch at work, they bring you lunch. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, wow, that's your personal power this month is to like step up and become the king of water. And like, which is pretty much Spirit's really nice way of saying like, wake up and recognize that you're not a teenager anymore. Wake up and recognize you're not in your 20s anymore. And guys, what I can tell you is you don't have as much time as you think you do to form a life partner. Because what happens when you do a relationship and you're in it for a year or two, it doesn't work out, you tend to need a cool down, a wind down time, a healing phase. You do another one, 2 years, you need another year or two healing from that one. 2, 4, 6, 8. You're now somewhere between 5 or 8 years of your life of not getting a life partner. So if you extend that healing phase, I'll worry about it later. I'll worry about it later. You're going to literally wake up one of those days and be like, oh shit, I'm 50 and I don't have anyone. Or, oh my God, I'm 45 and I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have a wife. I don't have kids. I really want those things. Then we go to like the dating scene. The 20-year-olds are going to be turning you down. That's not pleasant. I've seen women and men go through this. So it's kind of like just a big wake-up call of like recognize that you're old enough, you're mature enough. It's all about you're willing to like step up and accept a little bit of responsibility. It looks like in terms of your outside influences, that you got the Queen of Water there. Whoever this person is, where you guys had a tower moment, you're the King of Water, she's the Queen of Water. Or switch the genders around, whatever. So outside influences, like the person's very loving, the person's very like nurturing, caretaking, and they want a relationship with you. In terms of your hopes or fears, it looks like your fear is I'll never be enough for this person. And it looks like there's like a, I don't want to commit to all the action that this person needs. It's almost as like you kind of think this person, I want to say the total package, but you're definitely like, ugh, if I enter into a relationship with them, they're gonna want to do something romantic every Saturday, and I just need to rest. When like, so for those two things, the second one, that's where you have a conversation. Like, look, I see that you like to do these types of things, and I want to do those types of things with you. I just get nervous about entering a relationship with you because I'm afraid that you're going to want to do those every weekend. If we don't do it, you're going to be sad and disappointed. Because then that will lead to a conversation between you and them. And then you get to actually hear what they're thinking. And if they're like, yes, I do expect that, that is what I want, don't proceed. And you can at least not feel like there's unfinished business and like separate. Or you can go, oh, like you just want to make sure you at least 1 or 2 weekends. Okay, so the weekends I have energy, we can go do something. And the weekends I'm just tired from work, you're fine with just staying at home, right? And they'll be like, okay, it was in my head what was keeping us apart. And hold on, it sounds like, and Spirit's saying, but look back on your relationship with them and you're going to see that they were chill more of the time. And that there's a difference between when you're actually exhausted and tired versus when you're just like, ugh, I don't want to do anything. There's a difference. Yeah, go back and reassess and reevaluate. Were they actually, putting too much on you, or are you making that up in your head? Yeah, and they're really saying your last relationship had so many demands and expectations out of you. Quit putting that on your new person. Okay, and in terms of the self-esteem issue, I mean, that's a tricky one to navigate because that's a hard one. Conversation like, hey, listen, when I look at you, it kind of looks like you got it all together, and I'm just afraid I wouldn't be enough for you. Not a lot of people would want to have that conversation. You might be surprised though. The other person might go, what? Are you kidding me? You're amazing. Which that would feel good if that happened, right? So it's more like, okay, here's some actual good advice I can give you. It's recognizing that people don't get the same things out of a relationship, right? One person loved watching soccer. The other person who watched it with them, they just loved watching hot men run around and get sweaty. So they both liked watching soccer for completely different reasons. Who cares? But that's like life. Everyone gets something different. If you go to a parade, a little boy is going to be like, vroom, vroom, did you see the fire truck? And the adult's going to be, oh my God, did you see the pageant queen at the end? She looked beautiful. The woman's going to be, oh my God, did you see all the flowers, all the time that went into making those not tents, what are those called, floats? Like that's just impressive. Everyone, they went to the same experience and enjoyed it differently. Like that's just a part of life. So you got to just recognize, I may not understand why this person wants me, but for now it feels good and I'm gonna go with it. So it looks like for your outcome for this month, you got the wheel, and that's the positive turning card. The tower card's the like crumbling, the unexpected, you didn't see it happen, now your life's changed forever. The wheel is when it's intentional. So can I get some clarifying cards? Is this what the change is about, or is this the incurred action they take? Incurred action. So this means this is just a big month of change for you with the wheeled card as the outcome. It definitely has to do with like love. It definitely has to do with the action you're willing to take in a relationship. And it does look like you're going to be able to like communicate more. It kind of looks like a lot of the change was about you just expecting like, if I'm going to be with someone, they have to be the perfect person to just come in and fit. When now it's like you're waking up and recognizing, I can't just abandon and leave in a relationship if it doesn't just fit perfectly. I have to be willing to communicate. So you're going to be more willing to communicate like, hey, look, here's the types of things that I like to do. Is that mostly okay with you? Actually, I don't really want to give you that advice. It just looks like the way you're going to be willing to communicate more and say like, all right, how would you ideally like to spend Saturdays? Well, here's how I would like to ideally do it. And then like navigate to win-win, navigate to something where you're both like, yeah, that's something I could agree to and commit to. Looks like you're moving towards that. It definitely looks like you're definitely getting your energy back in life, Leo, because you got the Knight of Fire here. So it's kind of like recognizing that love itself can be a great fuel for you. It's not a burden. It's not a trap. It's when you're with the right person, it's like oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm driving them 4 hours to go see this like botanical gardens. Like, what? Who am I? And it's like, because love is, we see like, oh my God, look at them smile though. Look at how happy she is. Like, love is a source of fuel for you and in this new chapter of your life. All right, Leos, I wish you well. Hope you have a good month. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a comment. Come hang out 10 a.m. Tuesday through Friday where I channel a fresh message from Spirit on YouTube.